Hi there! Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. And in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful hexagon gift bag. I originally got this idea from fellow German demonstrator Nadine Weiner at stampinclub.de. Fell in love with her project, didn't see dimensions on her blog post, so I went ahead and tried to figure them out, and I was really tickled with the dimensions that I calculated for this box. All this takes is a half a sheet of cardstock, so you can get 2 of these out of one sheet of 8.5 by 11. So let me show you how easy this is to make, and let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a piece of Blackberry Bliss cardstock that measures 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches. And along the 8.5 inch side, we're going to score this at 2, 4, 6, and 8. Then I'm going to rotate it clockwise, and we're going to just score it at 2 inches. So really easy dimensions to remember. We're going to bring our Simply Scored back in just a minute, but keep your stylus out. So if you can see, we've got these 4 panels here along the top section. Let me bring in a quick template. What we're going to do now are some diagonal score lines, and it's going to be in the 2nd and 4th sections, and we're just going to do a crisscross from corner to corner. Ignore these straight lines for now, so just we're going to crisscross from corner to corner. And to do that, I'm just going to take the ball tip of my stylus, put it right where I want that diagonal line to start, bring my ruler to it, and I am leaving a little bit of space for the ball tip of the stylus and scoring down. Now I like to do the same direction first. So we'll do that here. Then I'm just going to rotate the cardstock slightly, and we'll do the crisscross the other side of that diagonal. There we are. Hopefully you can see those diagonal lines. I'm going to bring the Simply Scored back. We're going to score those straight lines now, but we're only going to score down to the intersection of the X. We're not going to go all the way down, so that'll give us a really nice finish here on the side of our gift bag. So that just happens to be at the 3-inch mark and the 7-inch mark. All right, so next I'm going to fold and burnish on all of the vertical and the horizontal score line. I'm going to ignore the score lines in these sections for right now. All right, next we're going to do a little bit of cutting away. We're going to cut away this lower corner rectangle. I'm also going to notch in slightly on this side tab. And then I'm going to cut up each of these vertical score lines, stopping at the horizontal score line, and that's going to create the bottom flaps of our box. All right, so now that looks like our template. Now since we cut up these, it makes it much easier now to fold and burnish on those diagonal score lines. Okay, and finally, for these straight score lines, I just take my index finger on the front, and I got my middle finger and thumb behind it. I'm just going to pinch right there to force the paper to bend. And you can certainly come in from the back and burnish those score lines if you'd like. It's not necessary. Okay, it's easier to glue our designer series paper now before we put the box together. And this is some beautiful paper from Frosted Floral. I love this pack of designer series paper, just gorgeous. All of them have that frosted sheen to them. And this piece measures 1 3/4 by 3 1/4 inch. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue that on the panel. Okay, now we can go ahead and put the box together. I'm going to take some tear and tape adhesive and run that along the side tab here. Going to put that right up to the score line. And then the tab that is the same as the designer series paper panel, that's going to be our front flap. So I'm just going to flip this over, and that's this tab. I'm just going to put 2 strips of tear and tape there as well. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and fold from the 2nd score line on the left. Pull off that tear and tape backing, and then fold from the 1st score line on the right, and those should line up right where we want them to go. Before we put the bottom together, I'm just going to remove the backing from this tear and tape. All right, so this is our front panel. So I'm going to fold this back. I'm going to do the side panels first, then the back panel, and then we'll glue down that front panel. we go. And that box is now taking shape because it'll pinch right on those score lines. How cute is that box? I'm gonna grab the 1/8 of an inch hole punch, and we're just gonna punch a hole at the top of this box. I'm just gently pinching it together. I'm going down about, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch. We'll punch a hole there. All right, now let's do a little bit of stamping. Now we're gonna use the Bring on the Presents bundle. I love this clean stamp set. It's got this great holiday tag here. And then it comes with this coordinating die set. Okay, so I've got a quick tip for you. Take a scrap piece of Whisper White and go ahead and line up your stamps. I've got the outside of the tag on one side of the Stamparatus plate, and then I've got the sentiment on the other side. Go ahead and stamp both onto your scrap piece of Whisper White. Then you go ahead and cut this out. Now what you can do is bring back the negative like I have here. I've taped it so that it won't shift with some washi tape. And then you can cut a whole bunch of blanks. It's gonna save you a lot of time so that you don't have to stamp and then position the die to cut it out. It's much easier to just cut a bunch of these on your Big Shot, and then you can come back and use this template. So I hope that helps. We're gonna go ahead and stamp this in Blackberry Bliss. And there we go, a perfectly stamped gift tag. Now you may have noticed that I have this magnet pad on here. This comes from Stampin Storage, and any purchase of the Stamparatus through me, I will send you a free magnet pad. It's an $8.75 value, and it's just the shim the Stamparatus needs to get a perfect stamped image every time. All right, now we're ready to close our box. You want to fill this with your treats or your gift, and then I'm going to take the Whisper White finely woven ribbon. I've got the end trimmed at an angle. I'm going to feed that first through the tag, then through the front part of the box, and then the back. And it's okay that this end got frayed. We're just gonna trim it off, and then I'm just gonna tie this in a bow. There we go, that beautiful Hexagon gift bag. I love how this gift bag goes together. Now I do want to show you a quick alternative. I want to give a shout out to my team member Kathy. She saw the shape of this hexagon, and it is a true hexagon. These are all 2 inches in length, all the sides of this hexagon. She saw this as an opportunity to use the window box thinlits. Let me show you what that looks like really quick. And this piece here is in a hexagon shape, and it fits really nicely on this hexagon piece of this gift bag. Now what you want to do is cut it out before you glue the box together, so when it's flat. And how pretty would this be with a little battery operated tea light in there for the holidays? Just a beautiful little lantern there. So that's a little alternative for you. So I hope you'll give this project a try. And if you do, please feel free to share it on social media with the hashtag #PaperPixie, and I'll be sure to check it out. You can always email me your projects as well. I love to see what you make with my tutorials. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video. If you're interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products I used today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also include a link to my detailed blog post with all project measurements, details, and a picture of the template. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com, where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. I have options to subscribe to both my monthly newsletter as well as my daily blog updates, and I'd love to welcome you as a new subscriber. You can shop with me anytime at thepaperpixie.com/shop. And if you're interested in earning a discount on your Stampin' Up! Purchases, I'd love to have you join my team of Paper Pixies. And you can purchase the starter kit at thepaperpixie.com/join. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.